Hey everyone, I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this one. Me and Eyeball, we're going to be talking to you a little bit about high pressure aeroponics, what it is, why we care about it, and then I'm going to be showing you guys how to do your own little setup. So first of all, what it is it's a way to grow pretty much any plant super efficiently by spraying a high pressure nutrient spray at the roots, giving them a ton of oxygen and basically timing it so precisely that they get exactly what they need, no more than that, when they need it, exactly when they need it. And it causes them to grow extremely fast and super healthily, if that's a word. And we care because it's the most high-tech way you can grow plants, basically. If it's not the most, it's one of the most. Aeroponics allows you to grow basically any plant you want, anywhere in the world, any time of year, in a very small footprint. It's mainly indoor or greenhouse. And we care because it's basically, if not the most, one of the most high-tech plant cultivation methods there are out there. So what we have here are everything we need to build a system for under $500, except plus or minus a Pepsi. So I'm going to go over everything we have here with you guys. I'm going to put it all in the description. If you follow us on Facebook, I'll get links up on our Facebook page. It's Tech Sounds at Home Theater Guy on Facebook. But first things first, you're going to need some mesh pots. I went with 9-inch just because I'm doing big plants. You can go with whatever size you want. And you're going to need a big food grade bin. Pots are just going to go in there like that. I've already cut my holes. You're going to basically take your outside diameter, take a 1/4 inch off all the way around, mark that line, cut it, drop it in. We have some Hydroton. That's going to be our medium that we're going to grow our plants in. It's an expanded clay pellet. They suck real bad when you step on them at night and you don't see them. They explode to nothing. There's nothing to get mad at, but it hurts. We have an accumulator tank. This thing's capable of taking 125 psi. Our system's going to run around 100, so it'll be fine. Got some root stimulator, PVC valves, quick connect T fittings for our 1/4 inch line here. We've got some bulkheads to run our drain. Got 2 pack of timers. One of these is just going to run our lights as a normal timer. The other one is a short cycle. They're both capable of doing either, but we need one short cycle so we can turn our pump on for, eventually we're going to be running it down to 1 second on and then about 5 minutes off and then a couple seconds on. Well, it varies. We're gonna play around with it to see what our plants respond to. We're gonna start it out with more seconds on, shorter intervals. So every 2 or 3 minutes to start for maybe like 10 seconds at a time, and then we'll work our way down to shorter times, longer periods between sprays, so that we get super fluffy, but not all hairy root growth. We have our solenoids. These are going to be controlled by our timer, and they're just going to let the water flow through our lines into our T's and out through our 0.3 millimeter brass misting nozzles. We have a little mini electric diaphragm pump. This thing can do, I think, 160 psi. But like I said, we only want our system to run around 100. It's pretty tiny. We've got a power supply to run our pump. We have another one of these actually too to run, we're going to plug it into this to run our solenoids. We have, just so we don't have to hack the ends off our power supplies, we have these 3.5 millimeter male-female couplers to wire terminals. That'll just allow us to plug everything in without hacking the ends off of things. So if we want to use it for something else, it's still good to go. We have a little filter. Very important, or your pump will just get super clogged, or your misters will bug up and then you'll have to buy new misters. And I think that's everything we have. Oh no, we have a hygrometer just to give us our temperature and humidity. So what we're going to do first, like I said, we're going to cut our holes, get our baskets in here. And then we're going to start running our plumbing. And I'll give you guys the fast forwarded version. Don't worry. First things first, we're going to figure out how much of this tubing we need to run around on the inside of our tank here. And when you're cutting this stuff, you want to make sure you get your cuts straight, or when you put them in your fittings, they won't seal properly. And then you're in for a leak. Now my plan is to just run this around the inside, throw some zip ties to hold it in place, run it back out. And this, like 12 feet of hose here, we need I think 8 inches of. It was just the smallest bundle I had. We'll go with a couple feet just in case. Because all I need it for is to connect the pump to this, to the accumulator tank. Because I couldn't get the right fitting. There we go, guys. We got our plumbing pretty much wrapped up. As you can see, we've got our intake hose for our pipe, or for our pump. We've got our pump. Pump goes over to the accumulator tank. Accumulator tank has a shutoff valve if we want to disconnect everything, because we are going to mount our pump and accumulator tank, sorry, to this this Rubbermaid. Then that all runs up the line into our tub, and you can see we've got our misters zip tied along the lid, or the ledge of the Rubbermaid there, and we end up with about 1 mister per hole, a little bit more, and that should be plenty to fill this area with lots for our plants. Now on to electrical. So now that we've got our plumbing mostly wrapped up, it's time to move on to electrical. And what you're going to need are 2 12-volt DC power supplies. One needs to be high enough power to run your pump. With that one, wash with both of them, you're going to need a 3.5 millimeter power to terminal connector. They just plug on the end of your adapter here. do with this is we're going to run it into our short cycle timer. And that's going to open this up for anywhere from 1 to 10 seconds at a time. And it'll happen anywhere from 1 minute to up to 10 minutes. That's not a timer restriction, that's just generally plants need, if you're going like the shorter time you're spraying the nutrients for. Okay guys, well here we go, she's all set up. There was lots of trials and tribulations and switching parts for parts and having to order new stuff off Amazon, but we finally got all the kinks worked out, everything works, and it's ready to go. We ended up going with a different pump. We had to go with 4 different solenoids that we tried and burnt out, but we finally got it all set up. We got our spray lines set up on the inside here. Let's see if I can get you guys a better look here. We've got our drain down the end there, but all our mister nozzles, and then we just have our holes in the top. We've got our solenoid here, our line filter here, just a shut-off valve, our accumulator tank pre-charged to 120 psi, and we come over here and we have the same brand pump, Seaflow. It's got an adjustable psi on it. I just have it set up temporarily for now to show you guys. And yeah, so let's test her out, see what happens. Lift the lid and flip the switch, and here we go. Boom. So now all that's left to do is close the lid, throw our hydrogen filled pots in the top, these guys here, they just drop in thusly, and we got 2 more. Right here. And there we go. Fully recycling system, or recirculating. This is our reservoir. This is our chamber. Room for 4 plants. Our pump. Close the door. And it just keeps recirculating. You'll have to change this once a month or so. But it uses very little nutrient solution. And it's basically the most efficient, fastest way you can grow pretty much any plant there is out there. So, let me know in the comments if you liked the video, subscribe, and let me know what you want me to grow in here. We live in Canada, so pretty much anything's possible. Alright guys, take care.